Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Big Akar Ahmed, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to be going ahead and checking out my X feed. I went ahead and came across a X or Twitter account called European Invasion. They literally report about how Europe is being invaded, and it's all about Muslims. It's all about they're coming here. They're trying to take all of Europe. They're trying to take all of our countries. They're coming to America. They're trying to take over America. It's like Muslims are a specific race of people, and they just they reproduce at a rate of 20 babies per person, and they're coming for you, kind of like the movie I, Robot or a zombie apocalypse. That's how these people talk about Muslims, like coming for their country. It's actually wild. No one cares about your country. Your religion has nothing to do with coming for your country. So I don't know why they have this ideology in their head. The reason a lot of people who are Muslim or Arab Muslim are leaving the Middle East where they're from is because the Western world, like Great Britain and like the United States of America, are funding proxy wars and blowing up their countries by the day. I mean, when you kill 1 million Iraqis in Iraq, United States of America, do you expect Iraqi refugees not to flee to your country? Because you destroyed their economy, you destroyed their stabilization, everything about their country, and you're the only country on the planet that has a great flourishing economy, who has the strongest dollar, where any country will take that dollar. Yes, that is what ends up happening to these people when you blow up their houses, when you blow up their family members. They have to leave the situation that they're in to go create a better life and a better economy in a country that's not being blown up. And the only place that's safe is the country that's blowing stuff up, unfortunately. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out some of the stuff that's being posted here by these channels. I want to go ahead and start here. It says, in London, Muslims eating without using forks and spoons. Civilization is disappearing day by day. I find this very, very interesting of a post here. The people in the post is Sheikh Uthman, and I think the other guy goes by Akhi Ayman. And they're at a restaurant, they're eating, and they're just eating with their hands. Why this is a problem, especially in Europe or the Western world, God only knows. Because if I'm correct, right? Arabic food, a lot of it is made to actually eat with silverware, right? And we eat a lot of food with our hands because a lot of it's finger food, like they're eating potatoes, right? Now, I find it very interesting that the country or the people who are criticizing Muslims for eating with their hands is the same country that eats fish and chips, hamburgers, hot dogs. Like, you guys literally invented finger food. Like, that's all you eat is finger food. The only thing a part of Western culture and Western food is literal finger food, like fish and chips and chicken strips, chicken tenders, and French fries, and hot dogs, and hamburgers, and sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, and ham sandwiches. I don't think I've ever seen a Western dish that you eat with a fork or a spoon. Every single fork or spoon dish comes from a cultured place, you know? So I don't really understand this idea that people in the UK or people in the US who have no culture, who have no type of food other than hamburgers and hot dogs and fish and chips and chicken strips, how they're going to go ahead and talk about people eating with their hands when all these people do is eat with their hands. Like, we're not eating cereal with our hands. It's very, very interesting that this is what they try and twist. This is what they try and push. 17 million views, ladies and gentlemen, 10,000 retweets, 30,000 likes for this type of stupidity. It kind of blows my mind. Then when you scroll down, you see they also don't use toilet paper. You do the math. Well, no, a lot of people clean their rear end with water because toilet paper is dry and rips up. So if you're only using toilet paper, your rear end probably is filled with bacteria. Your underwear probably has stains on it, and you sound like a really gross person. Like, your hygiene is really, really gross. So to say like they don't use toilet paper, well, no, you idiot. They use something 10 times better than toilet paper, and they use toilet paper to wipe. So, like, why in your head, like, do you think it's okay to take shots? but you probably have a disgusting hygiene. You probably don't wash your hands after you use the bathroom. Like, this happens so much in the Western world where I'm out in public, I'm in a public bathroom, or I'm seeing it, or like I'll talk to my friends growing up. It's disgusting, bro. It's literally disgusting. Like, you go to a gym, like, it's nasty, dude. That, like, people do not wash themselves with water. You need to wash with water or something wet to get off the feces, the fecal matter. Otherwise, it's just going to dry and it's going to be disgusting. And this is a very weird conversation I'm sitting here and having, but I'm having about hygiene. And these people want to take shots, but they don't understand that in Islam, we do wudu 5 times a day, so we can pray 5 times a day. We can't have certain things that are nijis on us. Nijis meaning impure, meaning blood being one. So like if we cut ourselves, if we're bleeding, anything of this nature, we cannot have this on us. Dog saliva, saliva of any nature, we cannot have on us. When it comes to urine or feces, it cannot be on us. So when we use the restroom, we have to make sure that every drop of urine is out and our body parts are cleaned and cleansed with water. Our buttocks, after we go ahead and drop a number 2, is cleaned and cleansed with water. We don't just wipe it with dry nothing or pull our pants up and let drips and drops of urine all over our underwear. This is something that is disgusting, and this is something that is prominent in the Western world and Western people who eat hamburgers and hot dogs with their hands, don't wash their hands, wipe their butt with dry towelettes, and then talk about hygiene when it comes to Muslims. I find that very, very interesting. And it says, I was told they taught us about cleanliness, eat with your right, wipe with your left. The UK has crumbled and America is next in line for chaos. So this is the type of stuff that these channels go ahead and post. And it's really, really gross. It's really, really weird. And I don't really understand it. Like, this is what gets you attention on X, is going ahead and buying a subscription for $12 and then talking crap about Muslims all day. And I love how it says news on Europe, but it has nothing to do with news on Europe. 99.9% of all of this is about Muslims. It's about getting Muslims out of the country, right? And yes, they do have other things, but this is all about Muslims. And this is a very, 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 very big problem that I see on X, is this Europe is being invaded by Muslims. And like I've already covered before, no one wants your countries. No one cares. Like, people just want to raise their kids and have a house and eat. Like, they don't want to be blown up by bombs and have your country funding militia groups to pull them out of their houses and force them into a specific way of life. Like, they don't need the Western world to fund ISIS and the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and destroy the Middle East and fund Israel and do all of this, right? For them to then leave the situation where you're blowing them up, for you to tell them, go back to your sand pit so I could blow you up some more. Get out of my country. Like, no one wants to change your country, bro. No one cares about changing your country, bro. No one wants Sharia law in your country. You don't even know what Sharia law is. You guys speak so ignorantly. It's very, 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 very transparent when someone is a full-blown idiot, or someone doesn't know what they're talking about, or someone straight up is just threatened by something that is different or good. And that could be the devil in you. It could be the evil inside of you. That could be the way you were raised. You could be racist. You could be on drugs. There could be a lot of things wrong with you. But when it comes to stuff like this, I really don't understand. Like, I don't understand the push for these people are not allowed to be here because they believe a certain way. You should kick them out. Like, what kind of democratic, free, open country thinks like this? And then they go ahead and take shots like, oh, they eat with their hands. Like, the only food you have curated is finger food. You go to baseball games and football games and you eat the nastiest garbage sitting in a hot plate for the last 12 hours with your hands. You eat popcorn with your hands when you go to the movies. You eat hamburgers and hot dogs with your hands, and sandwiches with your hands, and chips with your hands, and then you go and you lick your hands off. If anyone should be talking about hygiene and eating with their hands, it should be you guys. It should be the Americans in the UK, Brits. That's who should be talking about eating with their hands. And you go to the bathroom and you don't clean properly and you wipe with toilet paper, and half of you don't wash your hands after you exit the bathroom with soap and water. And then you go and you eat food with your hands. All your foods with your hands. Pizza with your hands. Like everything Western food-wise is with your hands. And then you want to go ahead and talk about this. It just blew my mind. This is something I just wanted to go ahead and touch on. Something that I see a lot on X. I don't try and use X a lot because it's garbage. They like to feed you really, really harsh things from your opposite sides of influences or opposite belief systems to go ahead and make you engage or argue. So X is like a battlefield, and I don't really like X. It is a very it's a very hectic platform. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. God bless every single one of you. Any thoughts, leave them down below. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe and tell me what you think about it. Thank you. God bless, and free Palestine. Peace out, baby.